A very good evening to all of you and welcome to the news tonight. Your one stop to the day's top stories from India and across the world. I'm Tracy Shilshi and first, let's get you the headlines. In a major embarrassment to the government, Rajya Sabha adopts the motion of thanks to the President's address with an amendment, making it only the fourth instance in history of the upper house. The Prime Minister bats for land acquisition bill in Parliament, asserting that the compensation clause would not be disturbed. Modi also defends his government's budget on the floor of the House. New insurance bill to replace ordinance introduced in Lok Sabha amid massive opposition. As the earlier bill is still pending in the upper house, Lok Sabha passes the mines and minerals bills replacing that ordinance. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal expresses deep hurt on the full-blown war in the top AAP leadership. All eyes on expected big decisions at the party's national executive tomorrow. And India and Pakistan resume foreign secretary-level talks after 7 months. Jaishankar meets his Pakistani counterpart, hoping for a resumption of the bilateral dialogue. Prime Minister Narendra Modi today strongly defended the union budget in Rajya Sabha. He said that he in fact also shielded the land acquisition bill while replying to the discussion of the motion of thanks on the President's speech. He reiterated that growth and development for all will always remain his top priority.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi brushed off the opposition's criticism of his government while replying to a discussion on motion of thanks to the President's budget speech on Tuesday.
सरकारों का योगदान है, अब तक के सभी प्रधानमंत्रियों का योगदान है.
He asserted that his administration works for the poorest of the poor and not for corporates. Modi also took on the opposition over its claims that more schemes being run by the NDA government were repackaged.
जब NDA सरकार थी, तब एक योजना थी मल्टीपर्पज नेशनल आइडेंटिटी कार्ड प्रोजेक्ट. आप आए, वो बन गई आधार UIDAI. वही योजना नया रंग रूप. संपूर्ण ग्रामीण रोजगार योजना वाजपेयी जी के समय थी. महात्मा गांधी नेशनल रूरल एम्प्लॉयमेंट गारंटी एक्ट आपके समय.
Shielding the government's amended land acquisition bill, Modi also asserted that land had to be acquired to give boost to national economic activity and rural infrastructure. He also assuaged apprehensions on reduction of compensation to the farmers.
प्रधानमंत्री कृषि सिंचाई योजना को सफल करना होगा, किसानों को पानी पहुंचाना होगा, तो इरिगेशन के लिए हमें जमीन लगेगी. हमें ग्राम सड़क बनानी होगी तो हमें जमीन लगेगी. हमें रूरल हाउसिंग करना है, गरीबों के लिए घर बनाना है तो जमीन लगेगी. और ये जमीन नहीं मिलने का प्रावधान वर्तमान कानून में नहीं है. और इसलिए दूसरा, मेहरबानी करके एक अपप्रचार हम न फैलाएं कि कॉम्पनसेशन कम होने वाला है. कॉम्पनसेशन के विषय को तस्सू भर भी हाथ किसी ने नहीं लगाया और नहीं लगने वाला है. जितना कॉम्पनसेशन तय हुआ है वही होगा.
During his reply, Modi also vowed to crack down on black money stashed in foreign banks. He reiterated that his government is working for the poorest of his country. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Also tackling another controversial issue, Modi broke the tension over Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed's controversial statement on Pakistan aiding the state's election process. Modi said his government does not go by anyone's statement and assured that the PDP-BJP alliance in Jammu and Kashmir will adhere closely to the Common Minimum Programme with a zero tolerance to terrorism. He said the matter was closed and the government intends to look forward.
जम्मू कश्मीर में जो सरकार बनी है, ये कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम के आधार पर बनी है और सरकार चलेगी कॉमन मिनिमम प्रोग्राम के आधार पर. किसी के बयान से हम उसका समर्थन कतई नहीं कर सकते. आतंकवाद के संबंध में जीरो टॉलरेंस पॉलिसी के साथ ये सरकार आगे बढ़ेगी और इसलिए और हम कहीं पर भी कोई बयान दे और हम यहां पर उसके जवाब देते रहेंगे तो मैं समझता हूं कि हम सही दिशा में नहीं जाएंगे।
Modi's statement came hours after Union Home Minister Rajnath Singh clarified in the Lok Sabha that the government did not endorse Mufti Saeed's statement. He gave full credit for the state elections to the Election Commission, army and paramilitary forces amid protests from the opposition.
The House stands adjourned up to 11.
vociferous protest as the question hour got underway in the Lok Sabha. The opposition targeting the Treasury benches on Mufti Mohammad Saeed's statement. For the second straight day, Home Minister Rajnath Singh stepped in, stressing that the government distanced itself completely, condemning the statement.
जो शांतिपूर्ण तरीके से चुनाव संपन्न हुए हैं उसका श्रेय यदि दिया जा सकता है तो इलेक्शन कमीशन को उसका श्रेय देना चाहिए। यहां के हमारे देश के सेना को इसका श्रेय मिलना चाहिए, हमारे देश के पैरामिलिट्री फोर्सेस को इसका श्रेय मिलना चाहिए और जम्मू कश्मीर की जनता को इसका श्रेय दिया जाना चाहिए। मैं समझता हूं कि हमारी इस बात से पूरा का पूरा सदन यह सहमत होगा। अब उस जम्मू कश्मीर के उस चीफ मिनिस्टर को इंडोर्स करने का तो प्रश्न ही नहीं खड़ा होता।
The Congress, TNC, left parties and NCP united against the government on the issue, even demanding a resolution to condemn the statement. Congress's Mallikarjun Kharge even demanded the Prime Minister's statement. Amid the ruckus, the House had to be adjourned twice.
Adjourned to meet again at 11:45.
गृह मंत्री के बयान आने के बाद हम यही चाहते हैं कि प्राइम मिनिस्टर आकर अगर स्टेटमेंट दिए तो सारे देश को ये मालूम होगा कि सरकार की इच्छा क्या है और वो किस ढंग से उसको खंडन करना चाहते हैं।
I want the Honorable Prime Minister to clear the air about such a sensitive issue coming from the newly elected Chief Minister of a state which is a border and sensitive state.
The issue also echoed outside Parliament, with leaders of several parties attacking the PDP government, calling it the beginning of more controversy to come.
भारतीय जनता पार्टी की मदद से ही वो मुख्यमंत्री बने हैं। भारतीय जनता पार्टी ने ही संसद के दोषियों को सख्त सजा देने की मांग की है। अब भारतीय जनता पार्टी को ही तय करना है कि उसने कैसे पार्टनर चुने।
जब से मुफ्ती की सरकार आई है जम्मू कश्मीर में, तब से ये उनको ज्यादा ताकत मिलने लगी है और ज्यादा बोलने लगे हैं। ये लोग जो हुआ वो हुआ, भूल जाना चाहिए।
Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mufti Mohammad Saeed had stirred a hornet's nest soon after he was sworn in on Sunday, saying Pakistani separatists deserved credit for allowing peaceful polls in Jammu and Kashmir, a rickety beginning to a difficult alliance. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, here's what came as an embarrassment to the government in the Rajya Sabha. It adopted the motion of thanks to the President's address, but with an amendment, regretting no mention of corruption and failure to bring back black money. This is in fact the fourth such instance, only the fourth time in fact in the Rajya Sabha history that we have seen the opposition amendment to the motion of thanks to the President's address that has been passed.
Procedure of this House and also the precedents in the House are when you make a statement, you have an opportunity to have clarification.
Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu's plea not to put the amendment to vote went unheeded. Rajya Sabha Chairperson Hamid Ansari allowed a division of votes on the amendment proposed by CPIM leader Sitaram Yechuri on failure of government to mitigate corruption and failure to bring back black money. The amendment was adopted with 118 members supporting it and 57 against it as per preliminary figures. This means the amended words will now be inserted into the President's address, a rare blot for the government. Earlier in the day, members across the political spectrum expressed their opinion on President's address.
अगर सम्मान से एक दूसरे की बात सुने, सदन की गरिमा बनी रहे। मुझे आपसे एक बात कहनी है कि जब आपके पास जो आप कार्रवाई आज कर रहे हैं वो किस जानकारी पर है, स्वीकार करें कि सूचना और जानकारी आई थी, सुप्रीम कोर्ट में मामला लंबित था और काम हो रहा है। आप उसको पूरा करें, पूरे देश की बधाई आपके साथ होगी। पर मुझे एक कहना है कि 15 लाख तो नहीं दिया, आया भी नहीं।
We are discussing the motion of thanks to the President's address in the last 3 days. I read the 58th paragraph of the speech. I could find out the name of Mahatma Gandhi at the last 57th paragraph while referring the Pravasi Bharat. They are referring Deenadayal Upadhyaya, Shyama Prasad Mukherjee, Atal Bihari Vajpayee in several places, but could not find out Nehru anywhere in the speech.
अगर आप देश की जनता के सामने सत्य बोलते तो ज्यादा अच्छा रहेगा। साफ क्यों नहीं कह देते काला धन एक सपना है, काला धन वापस नहीं आ सकता? क्योंकि अगर काला धन होगा भी, कह चुके तो प्रधानमंत्री जी क्यों नहीं कह देते? आप साफ साफ कह दीजिए बस कि काला धन जिनका था उन्हें निकालने का हमने मौका दे दिया। अब काला धन कोई वापस नहीं आएगा।
Later, Prime Minister Narendra Modi replied to the debate on motion of thanks on President's address. In most cases, the motion of thanks on the President's address is passed without members insisting for division on amendments moved. Adoption of the motion of thanks on the President's address after amendments has happened only thrice in the past. In 1980 during Janata Party rule, in 1989 during the VP Singh-led National Front, and in 2001 when Atal Bihari Vajpayee was in power. Besides, this time under the Modi government. And there is no doubting the loss of face for the government in office. Kriti Mishra, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, the government meanwhile introduced the Insurance Laws Amendment Bill 2015 in Lok Sabha today. The move was opposed by the CPIM and Trinamool Congress, who argued that rules do not permit the government to introduce a bill in the lower house while it was pending in Rajya Sabha. But the government claimed there was no such rule. Here's more.
I beg to move for leave to introduce a bill further. I introduced the bill.
Okay.
The government had to face a division in the House before it could introduce the Insurance Amendment Bill in Lok Sabha. However, the division was a cakewalk for the government. While 131 members were in favour of the bill being introduced, only 45 MPs opposed the move. Before the division, Parliamentary Affairs Minister Venkaiah Naidu claimed that the government was well within its rights and was following the rules to bring the bill.
Giving clearly 112(2) clarifies the position regarding the two bills which are substantially identical. So there is a well-established practice that the government is at liberty to introduce the bill in whichever house it chooses. This government has chosen to introduce this bill to convert ordinance into a law in Lok Sabha. So there is no problem in that count. Let us discuss the merits once the bill is taken up for consideration.
The left parties and the Trinamool Congress opposed the government's move despite the minister's claim the CPIM said rules had been broken.
This house lacks the propriety, it does not have any property, any rights, any power, any privilege when such a bill is pending before that house, sir. Right. So this should not be introduced in this house at this point of time, sir. Thank you.
TMC meanwhile opposed the bill's introduction on the ground that besides the rules, the step also broke tradition.
Now, you show me one instance in the last 65 years of the operation of the Constitution of India that a bill, while it is still pending in one house, will be presented in another house. If we do that, this whole Constitution, as was pointed out by Sampath, this talks of a bicameral system.
The Insurance Amendment Bill has already been tabled in Rajya Sabha. With this bill, the government wants to increase FDI in the sector to 49% from the current 26%. A select committee of the upper house has already submitted its report on the issue. The government has not been able to get the bill passed in Rajya Sabha nor withdraw it from there as it is in minority there. Shan Sundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, protests against the government's land acquisition bill have sprouted across the country, with police having to resort to force in some cases. In Rajasthan, Congress leader Sachin Pilot led the agitation. Protesters clashed with police, resulting in a lathi charge and many being taken into preventive custody. The protests against the so-called anti-farmer bill even extended to allies of the government. In Tamil Nadu, the PMK workers held agitations across the state, claiming that the bill did not work in favour of farmers and would snatch away their rights. Protests were witnessed in Vellore, Chennai and several other districts. Other BJP allies, Shiv Sena, LJP and Akali Dal too have already expressed their reservations over the proposed bill.
Farmers want won't get any benefit by this bill. Totally, any village, totally, they can acquire all the lands without any giving security and proper compensation.
A quick break here, but still ahead. Widespread damage reported to rabi crops and mango production in many states after unseasonal rains lashed North India.
Hello and a warm welcome to this special edition of To The Point. Joining me now is a veteran Congress leader and the Chief Minister of Assam, Mr. Tarun Gogoi. The way the BJP is making inroads, along with the support of the RSS cadres, they are playing the Hindu card and gaining foothold in the rural bastions.
I am definitely worried because they are playing the Hindu cards.
Why is he perceived as a reluctant prince of Congress who doesn't
No,
want to?
these are media perception.
So you already said that everything is on paper. There are no delivery of promises made by the central government.
Socially they are very nice, but I want some in practice in the ground reality.
Watch To The Point with Assam Chief Minister Tarun Gogoi, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. You're watching the news tonight. Now, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal today expressed deep sorrow on the full-blown war with the top leadership of the Aam Aadmi Party, a day after party leader and founder member Prashant Bhushan went public with his criticism. The party's national executive meet to be held tomorrow will likely decide on some big names being shown the door. Here's a report.
After the record election victory, the skeletons come tumbling out. Rumours turn into a full-blown war. The man at the centre of it, Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal, comes forth in a series of tweets expressing deep hurt at what's going on, calling it a betrayal of trust reposed in the party. Kejriwal said he refuses to be drawn into the ugly battle and will continue to focus on governance. Kejriwal's colleague and critic Prashant Bhushan brought the tension out in the open when he told a private TV channel of a breakdown of communication within the party and his fears of AAP becoming a one-man show like other parties. Bhushan and the other main Kejriwal critic, Yogendra Yadav, will be attending the party's national executive on Wednesday, where they may be removed from the party's decision-making political affairs committee.
हमने सोचा कि बहुत सारे लोगों ने बोला कि नहीं इसमें आना जरूरी है, बहुत अहम मीटिंग है, तो इसलिए फिर हमने देखा कि रिजर्वेशन मिल रहा था तो हम
Alongside deep disappointment, AAP leaders say they are confident that a solution will emerge that will be good for the party and for democracy as a whole, as they stressed that investigations against Bhushan and Yadav would be held on the basis of evidence and not hearsay.
प्रशांत जी पार्टी के वरिष्ठ नेता हैं, सम्मानित सदस्य हैं, फाउंडर मेंबर हैं, लेकिन मुझे लगता है कि उनको इस तरीके की बातें पब्लिक में नहीं करनी चाहिए थी. कल नेशनल एग्जीक्यूटिव की मीटिंग है. अगर उनको लगता है कि पार्टी के अंदर ठीक नहीं है, पार्टी में सब बातें सही नहीं है, तो वो उसको नेशनल एग्जीक्यूटिव की बैठक में उठाते, वहां कहते कि पार्टी के अंदर पर्सनालिटी कल्ट हो रहा है, पार्टी में डोनेशन को लेकर सब कुछ सही नहीं है. लेकिन इस तरीके से मीडिया में बयान देना, इस तरीके से मीडिया के अंदर जाके कुछ भी कहना, उससे पार्टी की छवि को खराब होती है.
इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी की अगर मुझसे भी पूछेंगे तो 70 लोग तो आज मानते हैं कि पार्टी में इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी है, तभी हम आज मजबूती से लोग खड़े. 3 को अगर नहीं लगता तो इससे ये नहीं मान लेना चाहिए कि पार्टी के अंदर इंटरनल डेमोक्रेसी नहीं है.
Sources say Kejriwal may not be present for the Aam Aadmi Party national executive meet on Wednesday as he heads into medical treatment for high sugar and blood pressure, but there's no denying that he'll be watching closely a meet that may define the party's future. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha Television.
All right, more news. There was some relief in northern India today from the unseasonal rain. However, the Kashmir Valley remains cut off due to heavy snow choking the Jammu-Srinagar highway. But now the bigger damage the rain has done is to rabi crops and mango production. Take a look.
Rains in major part of northern and central India can have a widespread impact on the wheat and mustard seed crop. While there are reports of waterlogging in the fields at some places, in others, the crops have flattened due to strong winds. The impact was widely felt in western India. Gujarat and Maharashtra have also seen damage to mango.
इस पे हमने बहुत खर्चा किया था ये फसल पे। अभी ये फसल हमको हमारे हाथ में कुछ ही नहीं आने वाला है।
Senior NCP leader Supriya Sule met Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday and demanded a package for the affected farmers. On Tuesday, MPs raised concern in the upper house as well.
पानी जब बरस रहा था, ओले जब पड़ रहे थे, उसके साथ हवा भी चल रही थी, तेज हवा, जिससे फसलें गिरी हैं और इसका दायरा बहुत बड़ा है। ये हम इस तरह इसका आकलन न करें कि किसान को जो मिलने वाला था उसका कितना नुकसान हुआ। सच्चाई तो ये किसान के घर में जो रखा था वो भी चला गया।
फसल अति बारिश से और हवाएं तेज चलने से गिर गई है और वो उठ जाएगी। कम से कम ऐसे वक्तव्य देने से पहले किसानों की संवेदनाओं को भी आपको ध्यान रखना चाहिए, कितना कष्ट होता है।
The rains killed at least 4 people in Rajasthan besides damaging rabi crops. In Haryana too, the farmers fear massive loss of crops due to the untimely rain. The most vulnerable variety of wheat was planted in the first week of November and which is now ready for harvest.
इस बार तो पूरी उम्मीद थी कि बहुत गेहूं पैदा होता और पूरी बर्बाद हो गई है सब।
Meanwhile, the rain subsided on Tuesday in most part of the region, but snowfall has forced the Jammu-Srinagar highway to stay shut for the second straight day, cutting off the valley from the rest of the country. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Foreign Secretary S. Jaishankar has conveyed India's concerns on cross-border terrorism to Pakistan today. He met his Pakistani counterpart Aizaz Chaudhry today, ending a 7-month hiatus on foreign secretary-level talks. Pakistan has already expressed hope that the talks would lead to resumption of Indo-Pak dialogue. On its part, India has maintained that it will discuss the ways to take forward the process of normalization between the two countries. Jaishankar said both sides agreed to work together to find common ground and narrow differences. This was the first meeting since India called off talks last year after Pakistan's High Commissioner held consultations with Pakistani separatists. Jaishankar will also call on Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif later before flying out to Afghanistan. And now let's get you some more news from across the country in Nationwide. 2 army jawans were killed while a third is missing after an avalanche hit their checkpost in Uttarakhand's Pithoragarh district. The district has been inundated with heavy rainfall in the past 2 days. The jawans were from the Kumaon regiment. Haryana Chief Minister's convoy mowed down a man and injured 2 policemen late on Monday night. The convoy carrying the Chief Minister lost control and hit an unidentified man near Tarauri area. Chief Minister Manohar Lal Khattar announced compensation for the dead. Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal will leave for Bengaluru later this week to undergo naturopathy treatment for 10 days as he continues to suffer from high sugar level and chronic cough. He will leave for Bengaluru on the 5th of March. Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia will be the acting CM during the time that he is away. Maharashtra government has banned cow slaughter in the state. President Pranab Mukherjee has given his assent to the Maharashtra Animal Preservation Amendment Bill of 1995, nearly 19 years after the Maharashtra Assembly passed the bill during the BJP Shiv Sena rule in 1995. The government also imposed a fine of 10,000 rupees and a 5-year jail term for possession or sale of beef. International news and negotiations over Iran's nuclear program resumed in Switzerland, with both sides posturing and suggesting the other would be blamed if it fails. US has warned Iran to stop all means to seek nuclear capabilities, but Iran has urged complete removal of sanctions in order to reach any final deal before the March end deadline.
US Secretary of State John Kerry and Iranian Foreign Minister Mohammad Javad Zarif resumed talks in Switzerland on Tuesday on Iran's disputed nuclear program. Negotiations are at critical stage, with both sides firm on their stand. Although US President Barack Obama said the odds are against achieving any final agreement from the talks, but the US was in a better position to achieve a deal several months ago. Obama insisted Iran must commit to a verifiable freeze of at least a decade on sensitivity nuclear activity for a deal to be reached.
You can have very modest enrichment capabilities for peaceful use so long as there is a vigorous enough inspection process that we have assurances that you are not obtaining breakout capacity.
Meanwhile, Iran put the onus on the United States and its partners to lift sanctions to achieve a deal.
In the Geneva Plan of Action, that
the objective of the deal is to make sure that the Iranian nuclear program is exclusively peaceful, and at the same time to ensure that all sanctions are lifted.
There are other factors too that could undermine the talks. US National Security Advisor Susan Rice warned members of US Congress not to seek additional sanctions against Iran while talks are underway. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu is also due to speak in front of the US Congress. In the past, Netanyahu has spoken scathingly about the possible deal, saying negotiators appear to have given on the pledge to prevent Iran from acquiring nuclear weapons. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Several EU politicians and Russian opposition leaders were barred from attending the funeral of Russia's former Deputy Prime Minister Boris Nemtsov. He was laid to rest today after he was gunned down by an unknown assailant in Moscow last Friday. Meanwhile, US President Barack Obama has called for an independent investigation into the murder mystery.
Hundreds carrying red carnations lined up to pay last respects to Boris Nemtsov, a Kremlin critic and Russia's former Deputy Prime Minister. Former British Prime Minister John Major was also among the mourners. The funeral took place amid tightened security in the premises of fearing violence.
Он объяснял, скрывал проблемы, давал аргументы. И это многим не нравилось. Он фактически стал врагом для многих. Врагом, потому что он нес правду. А правда многим не по душе, не нравится. Не только не нравится, но многие даже готовы на то, что они сделали, на убийство.
It's been 4 days since Nemtsov was shot dead. No arrests have been made so far. Police still do not have a suspect, the murder weapon, or even the getaway car in which the murderers fled. In an interview with Reuters, US President Barack Obama called for an independent investigation into the murder.
Yeah, the individual involved is somebody that I actually met with back in 2009. And this is an indication of a climate, at least, inside of Russia, in which civil society, independent journalists, people trying to communicate on the internet, have felt increasingly threatened, constrained, and increasingly, the only information that the Russian public is able to get is through state-controlled media outlets. That is a problem.
По делу в рамках отработки всех версий убийства активно ведутся следственные действия. Допрашиваются свидетели, уже осмотрено видео с камер наружного наблюдения, изъяты осмотренные вещественные доказательства. Теперь, что касается свидетеля Анны Дурицкой. Она является не просто одним из ключевых свидетелей убийства Бориса Немцова.
Boris Nemtsov was a fierce opponent of Russian President Vladimir Putin, exposing corruption and speaking out against the war in Ukraine. Many believe that he became another scapegoat of politics and revenge in the war between Ukraine and Russia. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, that's it for tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.